Hey, what's up? I'm back with another behind the track video. This time I'm talking about a track that both was extremely easy to write, but also quite difficult to decide to put out and put on the album. It's quite simply just called Anxiety, and I guess really it's me explaining the way I feel at times. I do suffer anxiety. Quite proud to say I'm currently in the process of getting support and help with dealing with that, both medication to deal with the effects of it currently, and some deeper help to find what strategies to kind of recognize when it's affecting me and deal with it before it becomes a problem, because it has in the past become a problem and it's affected the way that I've acted, the way I've spoken. Unfortunately, it's also meant that I've hurt people that I really care about, that I love. So, just a quick shout out to anyone. If you are, suffering anything like that, please do, reach out to someone that, you'll be surprised how much support you've got out there. If you look around, there's always Lifeline as well, things like that. And you can always hit me up through Facebook and Instagram, Sam Paul Official. I'm always happy to kind of be a friendly ear. But basically, the idea behind this track, so the chorus of it is basically, I guess, me describing the way that I feel when I'm in the real depths of anxiety. Now, I'd consider myself what they call functioning anxious, a functioning anxiety sufferer. When it comes to basic fundamental things of life, I am able to manage to push through, albeit very difficultly. But if it's something that I can cancel, a meeting or catch up with friends, or any kind of social event, I tend to kind of cancel and just basically sit at home, watching silly shows and reruns of comedies and stuff, just to try to kind of distract myself from what I'm feeling. But so that's the chorus, and then the verses I kind of really speak, I guess about I guess you could say it's like a day in the life of me. Apologizing for the way I am, going through the motions of trying to deal with the anxiety. Like they say to find, things you can see and count, things and focus on things that aren't, that isn't to do with the anxiety. Basically focus on other things that kind of try and distract yourself away so you don't get sucked further down the rabbit hole, so to speak. Something I've also recognized that I've noticed that I do myself at work is I work in a fruit shop, and I often work on the register, and I cannot handle just leaving the money all over the place all different ways around. So I'll sit there and systematically, I have a routine that I do in the morning, and I'll have to go through that routine step by step. And one of the parts of that routine is turning all the notes around the same way, putting all the FPOS slips underneath and all the big notes underneath, and making my till just neat and tidy. Because one thing that I've found as a mechanism for dealing with being anxious, because they say anxiety is to do with a fear of the future, what's going to happen, worrying about it. And I'm an overthinker, so I'm always thinking about what may or may not happen in the future. And as my dad has said to me before, most of what you worry that might happen never happens. But you can't just say snap out of it and don't think about it, because it just doesn't work that way. But by doing these routines that I do and distracting myself, I find it often helps me bring some degree of distance from that anxiety and helps me kind of keep out of that depth of it. It's not foolproof, I don't think anything is really foolproof without kind of going deep into working out what it is that has triggered it in the first place, which is what I'm currently going through now. So yeah, but it's also the first track that I've ever done where it's very heavily trap sounding. The beat is a lot more trap than anything I've ever done before. So I have typically kind of gone more for the I won't say boom bap, because I think that gets overused by a lot of artists these days, because they want to sound like they're talking about they're making the music that everyone views as being the golden era of hip hop, the 90s and so forth. But kind of definitely influenced more by boom bap, whereas trap is kind of a bit more modern, I guess, hip hop in my perspective. And so this is the first time I've ever really delved into that style. And yeah, I'm super proud of how the track came out. And hopefully by speaking out publicly and putting music out that talks on it, it'll help other people maybe deal with their own anxiety and other sort of mental health issues. Because to me, mental health is a big thing, and it's something that we all really need to talk more about. Cut down the stigma that's attached to mental health, and so hopefully this track will help do that. I hope you enjoy it. Don't forget, the album Coming Home comes out the 25th of July on all streaming platforms and on Bandcamp. You can also pre-order it now at sampaulbeats.bandcamp.com, and all the streaming services will have pre-save available, particularly Spotify. That's the one I'm really pushing. As of this Monday, the 18th of July, it will be available for pre-sale. So if you're keen to check it out, get on there and check it out. All right, thank you.